Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Combinable Dino Megazord from Hasbro. So how they've decided to break this up, there are two packs. You can see you have a pack over here with the Triceratops and Saber-toothed tiger. You have a pack over here with the Mastodon and Pterodactyl. And then you have one pack here with the T-Rex and the Power Sword. So you have to buy all three of these so that you can form the Dino Megazord, pictured over here on the side. Each one of these is $14.99, so altogether it's about $45 to get the whole Megazord, which I feel like isn't terrible. If you'd like to wait, I believe later on there's going to be a box on Amazon that has everything in one box, and I think that's going to be $39.99, so you'd save $5 if you wait. I don't know, it was just, I didn't think I was going to buy this originally, and I decided to pick this up just because I was excited to find it, and also it was just one of those days where I went to the store and I was looking for something new and there was just nothing else available, and I don't get out to the store in person very much anymore, so I really wanted to win and this was all there was, so I just decided to go for it. It looks fairly decent. I mean, at this point I have so many Dino Megazords and I wish I had them available to do a comparison, but unfortunately they're all packed away. But I mean, I have the original, I have the Legacy one, I have the Soul of Chogokin. So obviously this is not going to hold up to most of those, maybe to the original, but this is a nice cheaper version for kids, especially if they just wait, you know, and they want like a Christmas present and they're going to get everything in one box for $40. I feel like that's decent. But even if you're a collector and you just want something that's easy to play with, to transform back and forth and not have to, you know, worry about upkeep, because I feel like this is probably going to be pretty sturdy, but only time will tell. But I just want to say, shout out the packaging real quick because it's so bright and colorful. One thing Hasbro I feel like is really crushed since they've taken over the brand, it's that packaging. Very similar to the Beast Morphers packaging, but now with the Mighty Morphin characters, Megazord, 5 Rangers over here. Really sharp. Really, really cool packaging there, and it shows you how you need all three to make the Megazord. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to take everything out of these packages, and then we will take a closer look. So here are the 5 Zords out of the packaging. We'll start over here with Mastodon. Not too much to look at. Nice sticker here on the front. I do like the green eyes painted. I kind of wish there was a sticker here on the ears like the original toy had, just because it just seems kind of bland. But the head can kind of move from side to side. Not really sure why. Just kind of looks like he's dancing. Otherwise, not many movement in there in the legs. These can move, but really just for the transformation. So not really a ton going on with this guy in Mastodon mode. Unfortunately, he doesn't even really have movement in the trunk. It's like a soft, not super soft, but somewhat soft plastic, so you can kind of move it. The tusks don't really do anything. I thought this would at least kind of rock back in the joint like the original toy did, but not really, so that's pretty much it for him. Over here we have the Saber-toothed tiger. Not too bad. This sticker's pretty good. Gives a lot of nice coloring there on the side. Legs can move around all the way if you would like. Then they fold in for the transformation. Same with the tail. That moves around. No paint whatsoever on the tail. All of the light gray is kind of a softer plastic. Not super soft, but you can see it's hollow underneath. And I will say it kind of feels cheap. The yellow feels pretty solid. I think the yellow plastic's pretty good. You can see though, like this got bent in the packaging, so now he's got one of the tusks is kind of loose, but they swivel around. You have a little bit of paint there in the face, sticker on the head. But yeah, all of the light gray plastic feels kind of cheap, I'll be honest. But okay. Next up, we'll take a look at the Triceratops, which I think they did a nice job with the head. All of that white paint. I think even the yellow is paint, not stickers. Horns are, again, the soft plastic, but they painted the eyes. So I think they did a real nice job with this. These stickers look good. This is really, I think, stupid looking. There's 2 guns. They just molded into a solid piece. So I guess technically his tail should be out like that, but at least they molded this in. They didn't paint it, but I can understand that. Does the mouth open? No. So, it's And then here is the Pterodactyl. Not too bad. Nice silver paint here on the front. I think this is a sticker. I think these down here are stickers. I just put these on here. You can take these off if you want. They come in the set with its Mastodon and Pterodactyl. Unfortunately, you can't clip these onto the back of the T-Rex like you used to be able to do with the original toy. But yeah, you can see the inside's very plain. Again, these feel kind of cheap. And when you transform this in, you just kind of put these in like this. Usually one is like a little bit longer than the other, and there's a way that you're supposed to put them in, but I don't think it matters here. They just kind of smash them in as best you can, but we'll get into full transformation in a minute. But let's go ahead and take a look at the T-Rex next. So I'm going to move these just off to the side for a moment. He's definitely the most articulated because he's going to become the core. So you can move the legs around. You can hear there's a nice ratchet there. You actually have a little bit of in and out movement. You do have a thigh swivel, but I would be careful because this one moved really fine. This one was completely solid. And I can almost see, like, if you can look, you can see that there's kind of a crack. And I think you could probably just tighten it with a screwdriver, but it was a while to get this to move, and I thought I was going to break it. You have these red pegs just sticking out. Would have been nice if they could have folded into the shin or in the back or something. You get a lot of hollow space back here. I understand that would have taken a lot, but even if you could just have this cut out a little bit more and rotate it inside or something, I don't know. But then I guess people might complain there's too much of the thigh cut out, so I guess you can't win. This is painted, I believe. The tail is one solid piece, so there's no articulation there, and it's kind of hollow, as you can see. And the way it connects in, it's kind of like it doesn't snap or anything. You just kind of push, and it just wedges in. There's not really a clip. You can see it's just a hole, so you just kind of push it in. Again, feet are hollow. Inside of the arms are hollow. You can see the whole Megazord head right there. I believe all of this is painted, which is nice, but if you go ahead and pull this down when you pop this in, you have to be careful because when you're pulling these around, the bump here from the dinosaur head will get in the way. So you have to make sure that you clear that. Because see how that, like on mine, it wants to hit into that, so you have to make sure you lift it up a little bit. But I will say that all of this head assembly feels really cheap and flimsy. You can see it's hollow in the back. But the head seems to be painted pretty nicely. But I also don't like that seam around the front. I don't even really know why that's there. But yeah, you just got to be careful when you're moving these sides of the heads around because they feel kind of cheap, like they could break. I still don't really know why that seam's there. I guess just the way they assembled it. Peekaboo. This is like one of those, when you see the guy like in the T-Rex costume and there's a spot for his face so he can breathe. That's what that reminds me of. But in any case, the arms move a little bit in case I didn't show that off. It's okay. I appreciate the extra articulation. And of course the legs move here. You have movement there in case I didn't show that off yet. It's okay. So you can kind of have it like this. If you want the tail up, you can kind of move this down. If you want the tail to drag on the ground, something like that. So let's go ahead, we'll bring these back in and we'll do the tank configuration first. Alright, one other thing I wanted to mention real quick. I don't love the way, I wish there was a stopping point. The fact that these just go makes it just kind of want to eventually fall forward, or it'll do it so that one leg's not even to the other one and then the whole thing will just fall over. But in any case, push these in, flip this around, probably flip up those, and then just kind of put that like that. That's going to fold in there. Now I would assume this would go up like this. And I probably should use this instance to showcase the directions, which I haven't really referred to at all. They're nice though. I will say they're in color, which is fun. Very similar to the Beast Morphers ones, but you can see they're pretty basic directions. And see, they do show you that the tank mode is supposed to have the T-Rex legs completely vertical, which makes no sense and looks terrible. So I'm not going to be doing that when I do my transformation in a moment here. And then it just kind of shows you the quick steps and then the combination all together. But again, I'm just going to do it from the fact that as I've said, I've owned 100 of these. So, but yeah, they definitely do show you in the directions to have the legs completely vertical, which looks ridiculous. So then we're just going to pop this in here. And it doesn't really like have a snap or like a satisfying connection. Oh, okay, there it goes. Never mind. It does. It does. We'll see how hard it is to get these out later. There we go. Okay, so that's snapped in. So like I said, I'm going to, I guess, bring this up a little bit. I don't know. Obviously, I think it's going to look better to do the tank mode like this. I guess we'll try both ways. So here's the other part. So we go ahead, we take this off. Not a problem. I still think it's weird that these move. I don't really know why, but you can see you just pop the handle out here for the shield. Come back to that in a moment. The clips on mine are ridiculously tight. I don't know if anyone else is having trouble with this, but if you go ahead, lift up, and this is honestly the thickest piece of plastic in the entire set, is these shoulder pads. They're super solid. Lift this up, and then these clips here, trying to open this part up, it's like impossible. Now over time, this one has kind of gotten a little bit loose, but this one really doesn't want to cooperate at all. Okay, there it goes, finally. But you see these flimsy little gray clips are clipping onto these pieces here. I don't know why it's so solid, but I feel like if you put any kind of pressure, these are going to snap right off. So I would be very careful with that. These joints are very tight, and those clips, for whatever reason, they just would not come off. It took me a while to loosen them. And they're a little better now that I've loosened them, but it's not great. And we do have shoulder movement in here, so you can move this in and out. But that's very tight as well. So just be very careful with these. Very, very tight. Alright, so then we're going to go ahead. You can see that there's two big clips here on the back. Those two clips that I said were very tight before. We're going to open this up. And we're going to clip this onto here. And then clip this closed. And then leave these out. Now the other problem is the empty side is facing up, which is kind of a bummer for the tank mode. But then we're supposed to peg these in here. And then I guess, does this still work? We'll put this like this and then try to connect this in here. I'm guessing there's kind of two little notches, if you can see that. Right there, and then there's another one on the other side right there. So I'm assuming that's where this is supposed to go. But good luck. Maybe from underneath. Okay, there we go. Zoom back out. So that looks kind of ridiculous. But then this would peg in to the front, which it doesn't really do well because the angle's not great. So there's your tank mode, I guess. It's okay. If you want to do it exactly as the directions tell you, you would bring this up like this. And I can't really say one looks much better than the other, I'll be honest. Maybe you could bend that forward a little bit. I don't know. You know what? I gotta be honest. This might be a little better. It might be a little better. Neither one's perfect. And this just, like I said, doesn't really want to peg in correctly. So, I don't know. This one actually might be a little better because you can kind of see the pterodactyl a little better. The guns work a little better. The tail can actually exist out. Yeah, I don't know. Neither one is perfect. There's not really a happy medium. Let me see if I can... Alright, well, forget you. Let's see, can we do something like in between maybe? So it's a little bit further down, but not quite all the way down. Something like that. That's a little better. Yeah, how about there? How about that? That's not bad. That's kind of more like the original. That's not bad. This is not really going to work. Can I get this to... Okay, no, I can get this to come out more. Okay, good. Good, good, good. All right. This is shaping up. We're fixing this. I mean, he jets out super far, but at least you can have him facing front now. All right, there we go. That's better. I'm somewhat happy with that. You can even use the elbow articulation. That kind of works. I'm still bummed that the empty part of the hands or the Mastodon feet is there, but that's actually not bad. We found a happy angle. Alright, obviously going from this up into the full Megazord mode is not difficult. We're going to take this off. We're going to take this and this off. And we're going to take this off. We're going to push up the T-Rex hands, spin in the Mastodon feet to reveal the fists. There we go. We're going to straighten out the legs. And then, of course, flip up this. And I'm probably going to have to move the camera up, but for now, bring this in, close that up, and then lift this up over that. Okay. And then we're going to take this and then pop this on here. Does that clip in there? Not really. All right. Not bad. Not bad. And then this kind of can go in between there, but you can't fold this piece down, unfortunately. And then, of course, we want to put the guns. These really feel soft trying to peg these in, like you're going to warp them. But yeah, there he is. Not too bad. I'm going to adjust the camera, and then we'll take a closer look. All right, so here he is. I feel like he's kind of back heavy, but he does have some heels, so he kind of does drift back, but then it kind of catches him, which is nice. It's really mostly these two pieces here on the Triceratops, because there's not much stopping him back here on the saber-toothed tiger, but he's not really falling over, which is nice. So articulation-wise, you do have that ratchet in the hip. You can get a little bit out to the side, but not much. You do have that thigh swivel. I guess, does he have knees? He has reverse knees. Yeah, I don't think he has knees, because these are all kind of one solid piece, so he can't really bend farther back. Yeah, but he does have, like, can you swivel here? I guess you could swivel there, not much. So not a ton in the legs. Mostly the thigh swivel is your best bet. But in the shoulders, you can move around. You have a little bit of out to the side. You can move the shoulder pads. You do have a bicep swivel. You have an elbow. Nothing in the wrist. And the head does not move. So not a ton of articulation, but certainly more than the original toy had. Go ahead and bring in the power sword, and I'll show this off real quick. It's pretty basic. It does have detailing here, but only on the one side, which is kind of a bummer. I almost would have rather they just put stickers on here, but go ahead and slide that into the fist. And then, of course, you can give him the Mastodon shield. Yeah, he's okay. He's not bad. I mean, like I said, this is definitely targeted for kids, and I think kids will have fun with it. Do collectors need it? Probably not. I mean, it's definitely not the worst thing I've ever seen. It's definitely missing paint applications. Most of the light gray plastic seems cheap. And it's weird to me to have some things on this feel so cheap and then have certain joints and connections be so tight that you feel like you're going to break them before you can even unhook them. It's very weird to go from one to the other. It's just weird. I don't know. Hasbro trying to do Zords is very confusing to me because for, $5 more, they'll do a leader class Transformer that is probably about the same size, feels a lot more solid, has a lot more significant and sophisticated transformation, and yet just another transforming robot comes across as kind of cheap and shoddy. And I don't understand that. I guess, I don't know. I really don't. I'm trying to guess. I'm trying to figure out why that is. I mean, maybe just because they know they'll make so many Transformers that they can, do a couple different cost-cutting measures and still make a profit, whereas this is not as much of a proven thing to them. So they have to cut corners like in the beginning because they're not sure if they're going to make their money back, where Transformers, they know they will. That's honestly the most I can guess. Because even if you look at this, so if they eventually sell this all together for $40 in an Amazon gift set, okay, that's fine. Bandai was selling Megazords about the same complexity and size for $5 less, $10 less, 30 to 35 their Megazords were, and they're about the same size. And I will say this definitely has more articulation. Bandai America Toys, probably about the same amount of paint, to be quite honest. I don't know if they had as many stickers. This has a decent amount of stickers and a decent amount of paint. It's got more articulation. I love the bicep swivel. I love the elbows, the thigh swivel. These are things that, Bandai America Toys would not have. But again, if we go down even to like a Voyager class Transformer, $30, which is $15 cheaper than this was, probably would stand about here, feel much more solid, more paint applications, much more significant and sophisticated transformation. I don't get it. If anyone should know how to crush transforming robots, it's Hasbro. They just should. It's been their bread and butter for 30 plus years. I don't understand why when it comes to applying the exact same techniques to a different transforming robot, they just don't seem to do as well. Again, it's fine. It's passable. I don't hate it. Do collectors need this? I would say no. If you've already got the Legacy one, or certainly like the Soul of Chogokin or something like that, you don't need this. If you want to support Hasbro, or if you just want a new Megazord that has decent articulation and you just want something to fiddle with, sure. If you have a kid you want to buy this for because you want to introduce them to Power Rangers, sure. For children, which is the main audience, I get it, they would probably love this. It's simplistic enough of a transformation, as long as you can unhook those Mastodon legs, that they'll be able to do it back and forth and they shouldn't have too much trouble. The tank mode I thought looked good after we were able to find that perfect angle, because the directions are definitely not it, and having the legs all the way out flat is not it. You kind of have to find a happy middle ground. But once you do, the tank mode actually looks pretty decent. It's weird to me that like this one piece of gray on the Mastodon shield is a different color than the entire rest of the toy. I think that's a little weird. There's definitely some things I'm missing, mostly stickers here for the Mastodon head. Some articulation on the trunk would have been nice. Like I said, somewhere to hide those pegs in the Tyrannosaurus knee joint would have been nice. But there are some redeeming things. Like I think they did a really nice job painting the Triceratops head. I think the shield up here, all that silver paint looks good. The stickers they did include, I think, look good. The head's painted nicely. Again, articulation is nice. I mean, there's definitely places where they had to cut costs, and I get that. And for what you get, I think it's better. Let me put it to you like this. I think it's a definite improvement over the Beast Morpher Zords they did, because those were $30 a piece, still felt cheap, and didn't do much. At least for, $45, which would be the price of one and a half of those Beast Morpher Zords, you're getting a full Megazord that's a good size, transforms, has articulation, it's got a lot going on. So it's definitely a step in the right direction from the Beast Morpher Zords. I think the Beast Morpher Zords were definitely a swing and a miss for them. Again, I don't really understand why, considering their history with transforming robots, but that's besides the point. I definitely feel like this is a step in the right direction. I definitely feel like this is a much better price point, and for what you get for that price is fair. It's not amazing, but it's fair. Now, if I would compare it to a leader class Transformer that's only $5 more, then I don't think it is up to snuff. Like, and again, I wish I had something I could grab easily, but just think, for example, Siege Ultra Magnus. If you put him next to this, they're probably about the same size. You know, Siege Ultra Magnus for $5 more is going to have way more paint, way more articulation, a much more sophisticated transformation, more play features, everything. Whereas for almost the same money, this is missing obvious paint decos. The stickers are used to some good effect, but again, would have been nice if it was paint. There's not usually many stickers on Transformers, if any. And, you know, articulation I feel like is okay. It would have been nice to have proper knee joints. The head turning could have been nice, but I don't need it. Maybe a little bit more in the way of hip movement. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's fine. I don't think it's amazing. And when I compare it to Transformers, I don't understand where the disconnect is. It's the same company. They should be able to do much more with what they're asking you to pay for this. Now, if this whole set was $25, okay, now I'm with you. No problem. Even $30. I think this whole thing in a box for $30 is fair. So if you wait for that Amazon set and, you know, it goes on sale for Black Friday or something, $25, I would say, yeah, sure. For $25, this thing is perfect. Then it would make sense to me where it's missing paint, where it's missing articulation, things where they cut costs. $25, $30, I'd say perfect. $45, not terrible, but not great. I feel like I'm just saying the same things over and over again at this point, so let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I want to hear your opinions. If you think this thing is worth it or not, do you guys have any of these? I've even seen some people have problems with some of those light gray joint or clips snapping already. And like I said, it's a real concern because they feel cheap, but for whatever reason, they stay connected so tight. I don't know why. Like I said, it's so weird to go from feeling cheap to so tight I can't unhook it in the same toy, like seamlessly. It's crazy. But in any case, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thank you so much for watching.